Hey guys, this is your girl Paula, the Queen from Queens. These are Money Minutes That Matter. It's a talk show where you call me with financial questions and I give you financial answers. On this show, we become accountability buddies. That is such a fun word, accountability buddies. We'll walk hand in hand to eliminate debt, to help you maximize your financial future, and to optimize your health. On this show, we're doing this together, and I'm in great appreciation of you. So I know this isn't a political show, but this is my show, and it's my platform, so I get to speak. With all the Black Lives Matter that's going on, all the protests, I'm angry, I'm frustrated, and I'm here so that I can speak for Americans who don't have a voice. So someone recently sent me a text, and the text says, defund the police, and it's crossed out. And it says, let's transform the police, reform the police, rebuild the police, retrain the police, and reprioritize the police. But we must stop saying defund the police. I'm not sure if I agree with that. So I want to read an article to you. It's written in The Cut, and it's entitled, What Does It Mean to Defund the Police? And it says, defunding the police does not necessarily mean getting rid of the police altogether. Rather, it would mean reducing police budgets and reallocating those funds to crucial and oft neglected areas like education, public health, housing, and youth services. It's predicated on the belief that investing in communities would act as a better deterrent to crime by directly addressing societal problems like poverty, mental illness, and homelessness. Issues that advocates say police are poorly equipped to handle. Then it goes on to say, the amount of money the United States spends on policing is staggering. According to recent analysis, the sum is $115 billion. $115 billion, which is bigger than nearly every other country's military budget. In most cities, the police budget dwarfs those of education, housing, and other crucial services. For example, Los Angeles' proposed police budget for 2021 is $1.8 billion, more than half of the city's total spending for that year. New York City's annual police budget is a whopping $6 billion, which is more than the city spends on health, homeless services, youth development, and workforce development combined. Defunding proposals would reallocate a fraction of that. For instance, activists and city council advocates in New York City have proposed cutting the New York City police budget by $1 billion over the next 4 years. That's only $250 million. That's not even a quarter of their entire budget. Defund the police. And what I'm saying to you is, when you hit someone in their pockets, that's when it hurts. If you're going to kill, maim, brutalize, hurt someone in your official capacity, I say we need to get rid of you. We need to fire you, get you off the job, because as a civil servant, you're committed to helping the public, not to hurting us. What does that mean? When you do something, fire them. Don't give them a lower position. Don't let them do, community service or sit at a desk and still get paid. Don't let the police chief step down and go back into a lower role of being a detective or being on the force again. Get rid of them. Let's not give them excuses. And for all you Karens out there who are calling the police recklessly because you have privilege, because someone's sleeping in their own dorm, because someone's going into their apartment building, and because you as the hall monitor don't know that person, then you're deciding you need to call the police on them. Or if you're one of those people, because someone's out there changing their flat tire in a parking lot and you don't recognize them, you're going to call the police. Or Or let's just say someone's bird watching and you use your privilege to call the police. I say get rid of them, and their employers are doing just that. When you hit someone in the pocketbook, they can't pay their mortgage, they can't pay their car payments, they can't put their kids through college. That's how you affect them. You don't have to like me. You don't have to invite me to a barbecue. What you do have to do is you have to respect me. That's all I'm asking for, is the same humanity that you give to everyone else. This is my show. Let's get back to money minutes that matter and help you get out of debt. We have Valerie from Philly on the line. Hey, Valerie.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Good.
I'm excited.
Oh, good. I'm so excited you're calling. What can I do for you today?
Well, I actually was just calling because I wanted to get your expertise. First of all, I think you're doing a phenomenal job.
Thank you.
Spreading knowledge, so I figured I would take myself upon the opportunity to let you spread some knowledge and sprinkle some wisdom on me.
Well, I appreciate you. Thank you for trusting me.
So, situation is, like as such, early in my 20s, I obviously made some mistakes financially in regards to credit. As I'm getting older, getting more wisdom, I'm trying to fix and right my wrongs, so to speak. I have student loan debt from going to school. My student loan debt is about $77,000, almost closer to 80, I would say, and some credit card debt as well. Just trying to really figure out how to leverage things, manage it all. With COVID, we've had some changes in finances as well. My husband's company downsized, so it puts things on alert, and you're just trying to make the best of the situation, but at the same time, you want to be smart and frugal with the decisions you make moving forward to be better prepared in the event. So I wanted to get your short wisdom on kind of the best practices with it.
Well, thank you for trusting me with your truth. How much credit card debt do you have?
About $3,000.
$3,000. Any other debt? Car loan debt, personal debt, any other debt?
Car loan. Car loan debt is about $18,000.
$18,000. Okay. Now, do you have any?
I have a pretty high interest rate on my car loan as well. It's almost like 13%.
13%. So at 13%, you're probably paying for that car at least a third additional. Now, what's your credit score? Do you know your credit score?
Yes, it's 598.
598. Okay. And we're not thinking about refinancing that car loan, are we?
It was an option, which was my next question. So I figured I would ask you that as well.
Well,
the best solution.
I get that a lot. People saying, "Oh, should I refinance my car?" No. Because I don't think that the factors that determine that 13% have changed enough for you. With a credit score of 598, 600, if you had that when you bought the car, nothing's going to change. So even if you change, the terms of your agreement, it's going to extend it by some years. What year is your car?
2015.
2015. And how long was your loan? When did you buy the car, first of all? What year did you buy the car?
I bought the car in 2018.
2018.
60-month loan.
It's a 60-month. So 2018, you bought the car for 5 additional years. So you'll be paid off in 2023, but by then your car will be 8 years old. So then you got issues. Well, how do you finance a new car? So I don't think that I don't want you to even consider refinancing your loan. Tell me something else. Do you have any savings?
Yes.
How much do you have?
I have about $9,000.
You have $9,000. And you've changed your income where your husband's company has downsized and now you're on one income. Is it just you and your husband?
2 children.
You have 2 children. And where are your children? Are they babies? Are they in elementary? What's going on with them?
College and high school.
College and high school.
College, second year high school.
Okay. So those are all factors that's coming into your decision making, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I tell you, there are no quick fixes. Debt. You have about $108,000 of debt. Okay, and right now in the COVID scare, if it was not COVID, right? If you're calling me 4 months ago and you're saying, Paula, these are my numbers, what am I going to do? I would say to you, take that $9,000, put $1,000 in an oops fund in case of emergency, take the other $8,000, start knocking down your debt, Aggressively pay off your debt and start preparing for it, saving for any event of you need a vacation, you need something on your desires list, as well as preparing for your retirement. But with COVID now, change of income, I say hold on to your cash.
Okay.
Now, I want you to start calling people, call your creditors and tell them, hey, I've had a change of life. This is what's going on with me. I need you to lower my interest rate. They're being really considerate. If you have any federal loans, that may apply where the federal government's saying no interest, no fees until the end of September. That may give you some money that you can finagle to ensure that your family's secure.
Okay.
Lastly,
Good idea.
yeah. So, but now that we're in COVID, hold on to your cash. When COVID's over, the strategy is pay, get it done. So you made some mistakes in your 20s. How old are you now?
40.
You're 40. And how much do you have saved for retirement?
I am just actively starting that, actually.
You're starting retirement.
I'm just beginning to save for retirement. Right now, I have about $7,000 in my 401k.
That's perfect. You know why it's perfect? You're never too old and it's never too late to start saving for your retirement. So let's just say, right, with $100,000 of debt, if you get really aggressive, like everything goes into the pot. You do your food, you do your shelter, you do your car because you need to get back and forth to work. Everything else has to stop. So what I want you to do with your children is I want you to talk to them. I want you to say to them, these are my numbers. This is what's happening. You can't hide it for kids because they're going to become adults and not manage money well. You tell them this is what's going on. There are scholarships for everything. Have your college students start applying for college scholarships. Have your 10th graders start applying for college scholarships. Tell them this is a family issue. Let's all work with this. And if you finish paying off all your debt in 5 or 6 years, you'll only be 46, younger than me. You'll only be 46. So at that point, you still have a good 21 years before you can start saving. You have to start applying for Social Security. You can save a lot of money in 20 years. Even if you saved $10,000 a year with compound interest, you're looking at an amazing amount of money. 10 times 20 is 200,000. Interest at 10%, it's like, anywhere from $4,000 to $20,000 a year as you amass money. So your money grows on money. I love compound interest. I love it.
Okay.
So I think that you are in a really good position. I am a woman of faith. I believe that faith comes if you believe. Faith conquers fear. Faith creates opportunities. Faith lets us move through it afraid, and we still get it done. I'm proud of you for calling, and I really appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your help, your wisdom, and shedding some light, because they see it to be that bleak at first.
Yeah, it's scary. These numbers are scary. But you know what? If we don't put our heads in the sand like an ostrich, I don't know if they go in the sand or not, but we don't put our heads down like an ostrich and suck it in like a turtle and think it's going to go away. If we don't do that, we win. Because the banks want us to pay the minimum payments. We get stuck with the interest. And then when you're 70 years old, you still have student loan debt. We're not having that. We get to control our financial futures, okay? This is my favorite money segment, and that's compound interest. I'm going to teach you today a few things. I'm going to teach you how to make money when you're asleep. I'm going to teach you how to become a millionaire. I'm going to show you how to create generational wealth for your children and how to pay your child's tuition. So that teenager you have in the next room that has that iPhone in their ear, tell them they need to come listen right now. I read a book years ago called The Millionaire Next Door. And in this book, it talks about how ordinary people became millionaires. We're talking about plumbers, electricians, teachers, nurses, civil servants like policemen, firemen. We're talking about making your money work for you. Now, I'm going to talk to you about a few things. One is how to pay college tuition. Two, I'm going to talk to you about modestly putting away for your retirement, and then how to aggressively put away for your retirement. But there are some rules, right? There's always rules. And the first rule is, one, you need to be consistent. You can't put money away in 2020 and not go back until 2025 and think you're going to retire as a millionaire. You also need to recognize that cash is king. So debt is a disease that can be cured. We've got to stop using our credit cards and paying off interest. You need to start this early. You start paying for your child's college tuition the month that they're born. And lastly, don't let your eyes be bigger than your stomach. What does that mean? My dad always said that. And what that means is just because you see it, don't mean you need to have it. We need to focus today on our future. So talking about tuition, we're going to go into that. But when I'm talking about modestly retiring and saving for retirement, I'm talking about the Roth IRA. What's a Roth IRA? You know the 401k, 403b, TSPs, those are all pre-tax plans. That money comes out of your paycheck prior to your receiving it. So because it's pre-tax, when you start withdrawing at 59 and a half years old, then you have to pay tax. But no one knows and talks about Roth. Why is Roth so special? Because it's post-tax money. There are some rules with that. One is it has to be in the account for 5 years, and you have to be at least 59 and a half years old to withdraw this money with no penalties. Two, there are income guidelines. So as an individual, you can make $120,000 a year. As a couple, you can make approximately $196,000 to contribute towards this Roth fund. There are caps, right? Because it's post-tax money. So the maximum you can contribute is $6,000 if you're under 50, and then $7,000 once you're over 50. So there's also a withdrawal allocation. So the money that you put in, you can withdraw if an emergency happens like COVID-19 at any point. You just can't withdraw the money that you profited from. So let's get ready. I am so excited to teach you about compound interest. This is my new board. Let's get going. Our nation, we're putting our kids in a bag, and not just our children, right? Because if you listen to my show, you have adults 40, 50, 60 years old who still have a massive amount of student loan debt. Student loan debt in this country is almost $1.6 trillion. Our kids are having big, heavy weights for a lifetime. Let's stop that. Let's pay our kids' tuition off in cash. Let's save in maybe a 529 plan and start when they're born, so we don't have to take out any loans. You have federal loans, private loans, big businesses getting into it. Credit card companies are trying to pay off your student loans. We have everybody trying to refinance your debt. We're going to tell them we're going to take care of our kids ourselves. I'm going to show you how to do it right now.
Let's pay for college tuition with something like a 529 plan that comes out of your income pre-taxed. So start from month 1 when your child is born. If you invest $100 a month for 18 years at 10% compound interest, then you'll be contributing $21,700. You will have a profit of $33,575 for a total of $55,275. Let's just say if you can double that. At $200 a month for 18 years at 10% compound interest, you'd be contributing $43,400. You would profit $67,150 for a total of $110,550. Let's just say your child wants to go to an in-state college. University of Maryland currently, which is an excellent school, is $11,000 a year.
So I'm going to tell you something that no one told me. People who are in the know, they're not smarter than us. They're just better informed. I'm going to show you. So I didn't start saving for retirement until I was about 35 years old. I was a stay-home mom. I worked part-time. So then I started saving for my retirement. We have 4 children, and we've put our children through college in cash. Not because we had compound interest working for us. We didn't know. All we knew is that we didn't want them to amass student loan debt. We weren't in a position to save for them, so now we're paying for it in cash. And for that reason, we now live paycheck to paycheck because we have high expenses. So I'm going to show you, you're going to show your kids, we're going to pass down generational wealth. Let's get this retirement show on the road.
Okay, Let's make you a millionaire. The probability is that you can't save $19,500, which is your 401k, plus $6,000, which is the Roth IRA, because life gets into the way. We buy houses, we have children, we go back to school, weddings, vacation, just life. So let's start with just the Roth IRA. The best time to plan for your retirement is as soon as you start working. So at 25 years old, you save for 40 years until you're 65. $500 a month for 40 years at 10% compound interest. Remember, compound interest makes your money grow exponentially. And when you're 50, you can add an additional $1,000, right? But you contribute $240,500. Your profit will be $2,437,685 for a total of $2,678,185. If you don't believe me, go onto my website and look up my compound interest calculator. Put these numbers in. I guarantee you will have $2.5 million by the time you retire. Let's just say if you wait an additional 5 years, same scenario, but instead of being 25, you're now 30, and you're saving for the next 35 years until you're 65 at $500 a month for 35 years with 10% compound interest. You would contribute $210,500. You would profit $1,429,700 for a total of $1,640,197. Do you see the difference? The difference is that's $1 million less if you started 5 years earlier. Okay, so final consideration. Let's say if you have a salary of $70,000 to $80,000 and you want to be super aggressive in your 401k. You can still do a Roth, but let's just look at the 401k, 403b, TSP at $19,500. If you're under the age 50, at 50, you can contribute $26,000 a year. So let's just say from the age of 30 to the age of 50, which is 20 years, you contribute $1,625 a month over that 20-year time frame. So you would be contributing $391,625. You would profit $736,169 for a total of $1,127,794. But from the age of 50 to 65, you would then add that additional amount of $2,167 per month. With 10% interest over that 15 years, you will be contributing $392,227. You would profit $443,037 for a total of $835,264. That would give you a total of $1,963,058. It's never too late to start. Start at 50, start at 55, start at 60, get it done. People are not smarter than you. They just know more than you. And I'm here to share it with you. Let's keep this show going.
We have Diane from Seattle, Washington on the line. Hi, Diane.
Hi, Paula.
How are you?
I'm doing good today.
Good. What can I do for you, my friend?
Well, Paula, I'm in the valley trying to make a decision. The main decision that I'm trying to make is this the year to get an in-ground pool?
A pool?
Or
P-O-O-L?
Above ground pool? Or to get one of these inflatable water parks? That's the last thing. I don't want to go there. I really want to get an in-ground pool. And my husband's looking at retirement right now. He's not sure. He's been working in the prison. He's a prison chaplain. And he still feels a strong call to minister to the men that are there. And he doesn't want to retire, but he may end up retiring sooner than later. So I have to look at two budgets, whether he goes or whether he doesn't go. And then also I have 3 grandchildren with me. And with grandchildren, they need to go places and they need to do things. And this year, unfortunately, we won't be going anywhere or doing many things. So I have to have backyard activities.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
That's my reasoning.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Woo, that was a lot of information. Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. You said above ground, in ground, water slide.
Yeah.
And how old are your babies?
Well, I have one that's a baby. He is 17 months old. And then I have my other grandson, he's 5. And then I have a 10-year-old grandson.
Wow. So are you the teacher?
I am the grandmother, the teacher, the cook, everything.
Well, thank you for taking care of your babies. Wow. Diane, how old are you?
Yes, it's been fun. I have really enjoyed it. I spent a lot of time with my grandmother growing up.
Okay.
And so I look forward to doing that with my grandchildren.
Well, there's a song that said, I had a praying grandmother. So you're an amazing grandmother. Diane, how old are you?
Oh, I'm 66.
You're 66. God bless you. Wow.
Thank you.
So let's see if I can call you out of the prison. And let me tell you, I'm thankful for your husband because the male recidivism in our prison systems today is just destroying so many families, so many communities.
Yes, it is.
And we need men within the prison who's going to not just guard them, but love them, instruct them, demonstrate to them the love of God and what God has called for them to do. So I appreciate your husband, the pastor.
Yes, he truly has a passion for the ministry and truly knows how to love people that have done wrong and repented and now need a second chance.
Well, I'm in great appreciation, let me tell you that. And how old is hubby?
Hubby's 66 too.
He's 66
we are
too.
3 days apart.
3 days apart. Way cool, way cool. I'm not going to ask you about the love story because I'm sure it's pretty cool. But, okay, so 3 grandbabies. And are you retired or are you still working?
I am a retired nurse.
I like nurses too. Okay, so when did you retire, may I ask you, my friend?
I retired in 2016.
So you retired before the age of 66?
Yes, I was 62.
Okay, and what's your monthly income from Social Security?
My monthly income is about $1,800.
$1,800. And is your husband retired as well, or is he receiving Social Security or he's waiting?
No, he is getting his Social Security. His is like $2,200.
$2,200. Okay, excellent. And he still has a full-time income?
Yes.
Okay. And how much is this pool gonna cost you?
It can go anywhere depending on once they get into my yard. I finally found my land survey. So now they have to look at our land, but it can go anywhere from like $38,000 to $50,000.
$50,000? Diane, do you have any other debt?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I'm listening.
You want mine or you want my husband?
I want the household debt. Do you have any credit card debt, Miss Diane?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
How much is
I have probably about $14,000 in credit card debt.
And any other debt, car debt, student loan debt, personal loan debt?
On my side, on my husband's side, he has student loan, but he's in the forgiveness category, and so we pay minimum amount of money, like maybe under 100.
Under 100. $100,000? And any other debt, Miss Lady Diane?
We just got a car in November, so that's about $27,000 right there.
You know, this sounds like an Ask Susie, can I afford this session?
I hear the water slide coming.
So you have $141,000 of debt. And what would your husband's pension or retirement be if he leaves his job?
Okay, when he leaves his job, it is going to be $5,000 a month.
$5,000 a month. Well, you guys have a substantial retirement income. You have $9,000 a month coming in if he decides to retire, but you have $141,000 of debt, and the pool is $38,000 to $50,000. And does that require more debt, Lady Diane?
Oh, of course it does.
Lady Diane. Ding! Girl, we're going to go to Walmart or Amazon. We're going somewhere. We're going to get some inflatables, and we're going to get a park. You know, the little pop-up park you put in your backyard. You can get that from Sam's Club. That costs like $800 or $900 that you can pay for in cash.
Yeah.
And we're going to swing, and we're going to slide, and we're going to put up the sprinklers like we did when we were growing up, right?
True.
Yeah.
I'm ready. It's just that I was so set on it, maybe like a year ago.
Well, I'm glad you called me, because it's a no-go. You gotta pay off some of the debt, because if you're going to retire and have a fixed income, you still have $100,000 of student loan debt. I don't like the loan forgiveness. How many years have you been paying that back?
Oh, since he graduated, I forget what year he graduated, but more than 20 years ago.
So why isn't it forgiven if it's been 20 years? Most of those programs stop at 10 to 20 years.
Well, the Forgiveness Act didn't start until like maybe we were 10 years into it.
Yeah.
And that's when it started.
Yeah, I don't like loan forgiveness because the rules always change. But sorry, $141,000 of debt, $9,000 raising 3 grandbabies who are going to be around. You got a baby who's 17 months old. You still got to put him through college, and you got to educate him in high school. No, you can't. You can't get a pool. But thank you for calling me.
Okay, thank you. Water slide, here I
come. This is why money minutes matter. This is why I do this. I do this because of you. I do this so if you're empowered to prosper, our nation prospers, our community prospers. When you're in debt, you can't plan. You can't go on vacation. You can't get a pool. It stresses us out. And then the caller who now has stress because of a change of income. This is real. I'm not here because I have nothing else to do on my Mondays. I love my country. I love my community. I love my family. I love you. And I'm here to empower you and make you aware that debt is a disease that can be cured. Check out my website, robertstargetfinancials.com. Continue jamming with EAJ1023radio.com. We were not given the spirit of fear. Faith conquers fear. Fear allows us to halt our goals. Faith says, do it anyway. I love you. Join me back next time.
Roberts Targets Financial is not a certified professional service of finances, brokers, accountants, taxes, insurance, or legal. We research the advice that is given to provide the most accurate, up-to-date information. This information is designed to work in conjunction with your information. All information is suggestions. We recommend that you consult with a trusted licensed professional for your specific decisions. All information is for general purposes. We are not liable for any losses or gains. We accept no responsibility for any decisions made after participating on or from listening to the show. If you like this episode, hit the subscribe button.